Happy Sunday, everybody. Today, our president, the guy who doesn't know how to pronounce Yosemite and is rumored to not know how to read very well, went on NBC News and said that he wouldn't rule out running for a third term and that he was, quote, not joking. Then the reporter pressed him and said, Mr. President, how could you run for a third term? The president responded, there are ways and many people want me to do it. She said it had been floated that J.D. Vance could run and select Donald Trump as his vice president, and then they could win the election, and then J.D. Vance could resign, and Donald Trump would take over the presidency again. And he says, yeah, that's a way we could do it. And that just confirms that he doesn't know how to read, or at the very least has never read the Constitution, because no, that is not a way you could do it. Let's see what the Constitution says on the matter, particularly the 12th Amendment. No person constitutionally ineligible to the office of president shall be eligible to that of vice president of the United States. Can't do it that way. And right about now, his MAGA supporters like to tell me that, his first 2 terms were not consecutive, so he can run for a third term and win a consecutive third after his second because his first and second were consecutive. That's what the 22nd Amendment says. Ooh. Well, let's see what the 22nd Amendment says. No person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. And right about now, that's when they say, okay, fine, we'll just do a constitutional amendment to make it so he can run. Fine. To do that, you're going to need 2/3 majority in both the House and the Senate, and then to be ratified by 3/4 of state legislatures. That's 38 states. You think there are 38 states in this country that want Trump to run for a third term? He didn't even win 38 states in the election. No. So remember, friends, this is just noise. This is just intentional political noise to get you all riled up and to forget about the things that you can actually affect change on, like the special elections in Florida and the Wisconsin Supreme Court election. Focus on that. We can affect change that way. Oh, and check the link in my bio. Follow me everywhere else because this app goes away in like 5 days. Much love, guys.
Donald Trump has confirmed that he would like to serve a third term as president of the United States. In a phone call that NBC News is reporting on today, Donald Trump clarified he was not joking when he said he would like to serve a third term as the president, and there are methods through which he could do it. It's an interesting statement given the fact that the 22nd Amendment of the Constitution exists prohibiting a third term presidency. Yet he's talking about it and actively considering it. He did go on to say that there is still lots of time in this administration and much to be done between now and then, but he would absolutely consider it, and he's arguing that many, many people want him to.
So since Steve Bannon is saying that they are working on it for Trump to run 2028 again for a third term. So, President Obama, you need to get out of the house. It's time for you to be running your campaign for the third term. Steve Bannon said it. He said it. He said they are working on it, so they don't give a fuck about the Constitution or the fucking law in this country. These motherfucking Republicans do not give a fuck. He said a person like Trump come once in a lifetime. You damn right. A person like him come once in a lifetime. A crazy motherfucker like him. Motherfuckers always come once in a lifetime. I mean, you should know that, Steve Bannon, because you are one of those motherfuckers that comes in once in a lifetime.
It should come as no surprise that Trump would like to continue to be president beyond his current term. He kept saying on the campaign trail that there might not be a need for future elections. He continued to allude to that over and over. Additionally, he has said in the past that he would like to seek a third term if possible, and he once again confirmed that today. Now, the likely path for that to occur would mean that J.D. Vance would run for president with Trump as his vice president, and Vance could get elected and then resign, effectively making Trump president again. This idea should terrify you, whether you're in the U.S. or whether you're outside of the U.S. What many Americans fail to realize is how much this president is affecting the entire world. The fact that Canada is done with us should be enough. He is by far the worst president in American history.
Trump says that he wants a third term. Kristen Welker asked him, he said, I'm not joking. We're looking into different methods for doing it. One method they have is J.D. Vance runs, Trump is his vice president. When Vance wins, they say, just kidding, Trump's the president. Vance steps down and he becomes president again. Okay, he said, but we're exploring several other paths as well to try to stay in office, which means that they would totally ignore the Constitution. Told you. That was my number one concern about Donald Trump. Not that he's anti-establishment. I don't mind that at all. The way he does it, I don't agree with, but that's actually his strength. But when he says that he wanted to terminate the Constitution after he lost the election the last time, and now he gets into office and he's like, yeah, of course we're thinking about a third term. Who cares about the Constitution is what he's saying. This is exactly the authoritarian nature we warned you about. So I hope that the independents and the right wing that voted for Trump wake up. This guy does not believe in our democracy.
A third term for President Donald J. Trump. This is Ted Maxter from Ted Max News. And Donald Trump has started talking about changing the rules so that he can run for a third term. Now, I have to remind you that Barack Obama is only 63 years old and seems to have a lot of energy, and he could definitely run for a third term. Also, Donald Trump is 78, and a weird fact is, as of today, Bill Clinton and George W. Bush are also 78 years old. So Trump, Bush, and Clinton are all the same age, which would open, a third term would open up for all of these people to possibly run again. Is this something we want? I really think it is not the best idea. And I think we should just leave things the way they are and maybe let somebody of my generation be president, or maybe somebody a little younger than me. That'd be great. All right. This is Ted Maxter signing off from beautiful Fair Lawn, Connecticut, wishing you a good night and a good life.
In an interview with NBC News, Donald Trump said he would not rule out a third term. Claiming he wasn't joking about a third term, Donald Trump also said there were methods for him to do so. Yeah, methods like fucking the Constitution and acting like a petty dictator, which is a lot different than what he's doing now. And just so you know, Donald Trump and the Republicans, they ain't going anywhere anytime soon. And as unfortunate as it is, there are way too many people here in the good old US of A who think that what Trump is doing, tearing America apart, is what he promised to do. But the thing is, I just never ever remember the man saying anything anywhere about ripping our Constitution apart. Because that's what he's been doing, and that's what he's going to continue to do, and that's why he's going to probably get a third term.